Oh man. Hi, Rated Frog. I don't know what happened. That's such a bummer when that happens. Awesome. Oh my gosh, good to see you. Hello, Rated Frog again. All right, let's do the trivia question again. No idea, Ernest, but all you can do is reboot and try again. Poll question number 1. Let's go. We're doing it again because I will not be defeated by YouTube. Thanks, Ernest, for another floating heart. All right, guys. Guess which Christmas baddie scared me the most as a kid? Was it, and let me try and remember the correct order. It was the Grinch, Krampus. Third was the abominable snowman. That word has always been so hard for me. And the ghost of Christmas yet to come. All right. So what I did was, I don't know why this froze on me. I'm so sorry, guys, but we're here again. And I just gave you the poll question again because sadly the last live stream died, and you know, your answer, the poll vanished. And what else was I gonna say? Oh, I disconnected from Wi-Fi, so I'm just gonna go with 5G because I feel like that has helped me in the past. But anyways, we're just gonna keep rolling. Ernest, okay, gotta keep my list. Your fave Max, Young Chazy, Bishop Bullwinkle. I had a good day. How about you? I got up pretty early for me because I had to go in for work for a morning meeting. I was pretty sleepy overnight because I got nowhere near my usual like 8 to 10. So I took a nice nap after work and then I hopped on here. All right. Awesome says, Hannah, I'm with you almost every live to support you. Okay. Totally. I mean, the thing is I feel like I haven't seen you in the comments recently, but that's not the same as you're not here watching. So thanks for clarifying. Awesome. It is good to see you though. Jamie, Wesley, Vito Intranuovo. Thank you very much. Abraham Gaska, I just had a live stream crash and I had to reboot. So I don't know what happened, but whatever, show must go on. There's gonna be technical difficulties at some point. No worries. Okay, so I'm gonna start making the quinoa. Very simple quinoa. You guys have seen me make this all the time. So let me grab the quinoa first. This over here. All right, my favorite Target quinoa, Good and Gather brand, right there. If you spam, you're gone. So take heed. And if you spam like this person just did, gone. So rude, so immature. I don't have tolerance for it, so don't spam. All right. So first I'm gonna measure out the quinoa and rinse it in my strainer. Stakes is high. What happened to the stream? Did they cut off Hannah's internet service? No, my internet is just fine because I have a Netflix streaming movie on in the background. I have other devices that are connected. So my internet is fine. I think it was just something with the YouTube Live. No idea why that, like, the buffering happens where you just end up having to stop a live stream. To be honest with you, there's always the possibility that that can happen on a 24-hour live stream, which is like, you just have to reboot. But I was like, I hope that doesn't happen. with my 24-hour stream, and luckily it didn't. But I think what's worked for me is if I actually am not connected to my Wi-Fi and I just do these live streams connected to 5G internet. I love worst Cento 100. Thank you. I got you written down on my thank you list. The bummer with having to, gosh darn it, the bummer with having to reboot a live stream is I feel like inevitably you do lose some people that aren't subscribed. They don't know how to find you again. And it's just kind of like, shucks, lost to the YouTube live stream universe. But, oh well, nothing to be done. Big John, hello, love pizza. I'm not making pizza, sorry to disappoint. Life with Olivia. Hello, Olivia, how are you? Vegan Pizza's here from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. I see Abraham, oh dang. Well, I'm here now, won't glitch again till we're done, LOL. Hopefully not. That's the goal. A Marie, ooh, happy 41st birthday to you. Wow. Did you do anything fun today to celebrate? I ordered a cheeseburger with bacon. They gave me a raw patty. Oh my gosh. Whoa, I feel like that's like grounds for suing. I mean, that could kill you if it was, I mean, I think that's just so dangerous. Wow. Justin, 150 minimum water bill here is crazy. What? In what world? I do not have a water bill anywhere near that. Osborne, I do watch other live streams, yep. Silent Night, Holy Night. I've heard of it, Genga drama, but I've never seen it before. Saji is here. David J, DJ David, Abraham. Eat that Krabby Patty? Oh Lord, no. Osborne, Vegan Pete, I like your show. Thank you, Vegan Pete. Jorge, I love you eating quinoa. I'm excited to make quinoa. It's really easy. I have made this dozens of times at this point, and it's an absolute go-to staple in my life. Oh no, my electricity shut off and had to get it turned on. Oh, I'm sorry that you had a disruption on your birthday. Maybe you can just continue the festivities into the weekend then, A-Marie. All right, so this quinoa is looking nice and rinsed. Marie, congrats, says Wesley. Genga. Jesse, ready for the cold. Yep, Jesse, we got some cold air coming in. I think it might already be cold, but actually, so I work a hybrid 9-to-5 job, and they let you be pretty flexible with which days you work in office and which days you work from home. And I switched, I usually go in person like end of the week, but I switched my in-person days to earlier this week, one of them including, I guess, today. But I basically did not want to be in person tomorrow because I looked at the temps and I was like, ooh, no, I'm not trying to be commuting in that weather, especially early in the morning, is so bitterly cold. But yes, Jesse, I am at the same time ready for the cold. Ruben is back. I'm so glad you made it back, Ruben. Thank you so much. Apologies for that malfunction, technical difficulty with the first live stream a few minutes ago. Wow, Vegan Pete, my mom's 80th birthday is on Saturday. A major happy birthday to your mom. That, like, lucky you. A lot of people don't get to have their mom around, or dad, like parents around, to the age of 80. That is so cool. Lucky you. Wesley, I've undergone enormous growth. I no longer resort to fighting cooks. Okay. A. Marie says, my friends are taking me out for a late birthday pizza lunch next Friday. Good. Okay. I'm glad you've got something planned, so that it's not just the electricity outage that you had on your birthday. Even though it sounds like, yeah, next Friday. Sean Martin, thank you, Sean Martin. Justin, Prairie's Edge Casino is the town nearby where I live. Mary, you got Chuck E. Cheese. Jorge Fernandez, I am in Minnesota in the United States. Am I Amish? No. Okay, so. Osborne, a raw burger patty is worth the rumble. I mean, that feels like the easiest way to like file, not that you need to sue for everything under the sun, but that could easily kill you. Consuming a raw meat patty of any kind is so dangerous. I mean, people get sick from undercooked things, but that's not even cooked. As Gordon would say, it's raw. Yeah, I'm shocked by that. I mean, I don't eat anything. I don't eat raw, or I don't eat meat products or animal products of any kind, but if I was like out at a restaurant and with anybody that I cared for and they were served that and they almost ate it or did eat it, I'd be like, dude, this is so bad. You need to take action here. Philip is here. Philip Wood, Michigan in the house. Awesome. Hello, neighbor. I am in Minnesota. I still have never made it to Michigan, though. I'm ashamed to say. I'd love to go and see Michigan. It looks beautiful. Vegan Pete, you making tabbouleh salad? No. So I actually polished off the tabbouleh salad that I was making earlier this week today for lunch. And now I'm just gonna be making plain quinoa. When I say plain, I just season it with salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and vegan butter, and some olive oil. And don't worry, I'll show you guys all the ingredients. Some of you know this by heart now, I'm sure. Sorry, loudness in the background. Philip says freezing out. Yep, same with us. I know it's getting really cold tonight, and then tomorrow is basically just like, I'm gonna be indoors most of the day because it's so cold. Okay, I think I got about everything. Jorge, I'm in South Florida, Boca Raton, beautiful. Philip is saying it's 23 degrees in Michigan. Let me check Minneapolis forecast. So it's 19 degrees now, but tomorrow, let's see, I'm gonna do the hourly forecast. What is the hourly forecast for Minneapolis? Jorge Cosborn, NFL is strange this year. Chiefs are bad. Burrow is unhappy in Cincinnati. And old man Philip Rivers came out of retirement, which reminds me, I want to grab my phone and turn on the game. I don't want to miss it. I feel like Burrow coming back, he's looked good on Cincinnati, but it just feels like he was out for so long that, I mean, are they playoff contenders? Let me Google this, because maybe I'm writing them off. Is Cincinnati in the playoffs? VR Sosa Caveman, no. Oh. The Cincinnati Bengals are not currently in the playoffs, but their playoff hopes are still alive. After a recent win, they're 4-8, and their path to the postseason will require them to win out and have other teams lose games. So they're in kind of an iffy situation. I was gonna check the forecast though. So Minneapolis, gotta love pop-up ads where it pops up right as you're clicking. God. So tomorrow it's gonna be in the teens starting in the morning, and then by 8 p.m. tomorrow it's gonna be 0 degrees. 9 p.m. -1, 10 p.m. Oh no. Oh. And I'm planning to be out and about this weekend too. Oh, yikes, not looking forward to this. Just freezing my butt off. Okay. Vegan Pete, try -20 Celsius in Ottawa, Canada. VR Sosa Caveman for a 3. Jorge 65, and it's cold for you guys, yeah. Alex Virola, hello. Gerald Romanov. Jeremy King, hello, and Justin says lol. Okay, let's get this quinoa cooking. So I rinsed off the quinoa. It's in my saucepan right here. And now I'm gonna add everything else to it. All right, so starting off simple. 1 teaspoon of my favorite Morton's iodized salt. So good. Rolo is here. Hi, Rolo. Love the wine glass emojis. Go Jags. Yeah, Jacksonville's looking good this year, right? They're in the playoffs. At least I think they are. Ooh. So there's about 1 teaspoon of salt. It looks like sugar. And then just a few twists of ground black peppercorn. I like the salt, says Rolo. Wesley, check the expiration date on that salt there. Yeah, salt is one of those things lasts a real long time, so I'm not worried about my salt. Cracked pepper is next. Love me some good cracked pepper. And then I'm gonna grab some vegan butter. Jorge Fernandez, I gotta work tomorrow. I thank you, beautiful lady, for talking to me. You're welcome, Jorge. Thanks for hanging out. Good to have you. The quarterback deserves his Super Bowl win. How are you talking about Jacksonville? Yeah. I wanted to see, what is the Jacksonville record? It is, ooh, they're top of their division. Whoa, 9-4. Okay, I didn't realize they were doing that good. I don't really pay attention to any of these teams in the AFC South, but wow, I'm happy for them. How cool would it be to see them in the Super Bowl? I think someone was saying, I forget who the Kansas City Chiefs play this weekend, but I think it's a tough team, and I think the Chiefs' playoff hopes could be dashed if they lose this weekend, which honestly wouldn't upset me because I'm ready for new teams to be dominant. All right, so this is some vegan butter. It looks, I know it looks just like regular butter, but it's not. Jorge Wesley thinks that my salt is as old as the dinosaurs. Not quite. So I'm just gonna cut off approximately 1 tablespoon of this plant butter. And the beauty of cooking is you don't have to be as precise with your measurements as with baking. So I just eyeballed this amount of plant butter. Toxic Mayhem, do you eat honey? I don't eat honey, and to be honest with you, it's not even because of the whole, it came from an animal, so it's not vegan. I've never liked honey. I never liked the flavor. I always thought it was really weird as a kid. I didn't like honeycomb. I've never liked bees. So the whole honey thing, I never liked it as a kid, and so when I did go vegan when I was 18, it was a non-issue because it's like, well, I don't eat this anyways, and I'll just leave that alone like I always have. Bama Cuts is back. Hello, Bama Cuts. Chars 2.0, they play the Chargers. Ooh, the Chargers have been fun to watch this year. Very nice. I have a feeling that the Chargers will win that game. You never know, though. I say never count out the Kansas City Chiefs. Puzzling chap. Yeah, I'm not baking, I'm cooking. But yes, reindeer in the kitchen is a thing. My YouTube, what is a Christmas baddie? Like Christmas villain, Christmas like scary character. Toxic Mayhem. Let's see, honey gives you energy, not me. Poison Toad, hello Marvelous Hannah, how are you? It's wine. I'm doing good, how are you doing? Okay, adding the water now, and then just have to place this onto my stovetop to simmer. Two cups of water, and I might need some sink water / water bottle water. I don't know. Where did I put it? I prefer to cook with filtered water instead of tap water, and the water in here is filtered, I know for a fact. Toby Montgomery, hello. My day's going good, honestly. So I had to get up really early today to commute into the office. Today was an in-person day. I'm a hybrid 9-to-5 worker. And I would guess I got 4.5 hours of sleep overnight, which for me is like half of the amount I usually get. I get anywhere from 8 to 10 hours of sleep just routinely, but there's just some days where I have to get up so early that I can't fall asleep soon enough to make the full like 8 to 10 hours of sleep. So I was okay at work, and I felt like pretty energized. I think the cold in the morning just wakes you up so quickly because you're like, oh my god, it's so cold outside. And it was a good day at work, got some good stuff done, had a really great meeting with my boss, crunched some data, wrote some stuff, and then came home, and it was a nice commute home. And then whenever I have gotten like drastically less hours of sleep, I just, at this point in my life, I just, sometimes you have to power through. Like if I had evening plans where it's like I was going to be out for dinner, out for whatever tonight, I would have just had to power through with 4.5 hours and then go to sleep tonight. But if I can like tackle some of the sleep debt, if I'm like way behind on sleep for a day, like I came home today and I just took an 1.5-hour nap. And so I'm like, okay, that adds up to like a 6-hour total that I got today, for today. Still a little under rested, but it's a lot better than 4.5. So I took a nice nap after work. And actually this happened to me, I think this was either yesterday or the day before, but I took a recovery nap to recover some sleep that I didn't get overnight. And I woke up this evening and I totally thought it was tomorrow morning. I was like, all right, rise and shine, gotta go open the windows, gotta brush my teeth, get ready for work. And then I was like, wait a minute, hold on. It's like 7:30 p.m. You have a live stream you have to get to. That I was late to the live stream tonight because of the nap that I took. Is wine vegan? It depends. So some wine is vegan. You have to check the label because there is a way, and I didn't know this at first. I'm positive I've consumed non-vegan wine and I just didn't realize it. But there's something in the wine manufacturing process where I think there's like animal products that are used. I think it's like animal bone is used in some component. I forget exactly what it is, but I check, if I am gonna have wine, I will usually check the bottle, or I'll ask the the wait staff. If I'm at a restaurant and I'm ordering wine, it's like, is this vegan? Sometimes they have it on the menu, sometimes they don't, so never hurts to ask. Chad, hello, Chad. I joined last night in the last minute of the stream. Well, you came at a good time today because I am not heading off so soon. I'm gonna be on here for at least another like hour or so. Good to see you again, Chad, and I'm glad that you were able to come, you know, with some time to spare in the live stream. I'm making my usual quinoa, nothing extraordinary, but I'm gonna set this over on my stove top. So this is uncooked quinoa that I rinsed off just a little bit ago, for those of you just joining. 1 cup of uncooked quinoa, and then I put in 1 teaspoon of salt. Oops. Morton's iodized salt, my absolute favorite. Some ground black peppercorn. Yeah. And then what else? I skipped the garlic powder for today just because I wasn't feeling it. And then there's this, you can see it, the little floating bit of vegan butter in there. So now I'm just gonna set this on my stove top, notch the dial to maybe like 6 or something, let it boil, and then I'll reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 15 minutes, and then it'll be done. So let's do this. Okay, so that's done. Yeah, I'm keeping it really simple, guys. Also, be sure to come tomorrow. Come to the live stream tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, putting in a plug nice and early tonight. But tomorrow at the 8 p.m. Central live stream, I will be doing gingerbread house making. No Christmas season is complete without a gingerbread house. And I love, you guys, I should like poll you on this or just ask the chat, how much do you think I paid for this gingerbread house kit? This is from Target. I've made this kit at least one time before, like I think it was last Christmas season. But like guess how much this cost at Target. Highly recommend you guys get this. It's a really, really simple, really fun kit. You can do it in an hour or two. I've done way more elaborate gingerbread houses where it's like a chalet. Basically, it's not a little square house, but this particular kit is really fun. Egg Shen is saying if it's Target, I'd guess $29.95. Lower. Chars 2.0 guessed $10. I feel like this is like the Price is Right. Chars 2.0. God, I keep hitting everything. 2.0, Chars 2.0 guessed $10.49. Lower. Lower. Guess the price, you guys. The Price is Right. Ben, Toxic Mayhem, I've gone vegan before, couldn't do it, but for a wife, I could. Sweet. I mean, it depends. I think it's all about the individual person. Like, I'm not a militant vegan. I will just openly say, like, I don't talk about my current private life, but in my life, I've dated people. And, like, I have dated omnivores. And it like doesn't bother me. Honestly, I don't care. But I know some people who are vegan where they're like, I must have a vegan partner, and we must have a vegan household, and our pets must be vegan, and we must raise children that are vegan, and like that's not my vibe. Some of you know I want to have pet dogs in the near future. I would not feed my dogs a vegan diet. I think dogs are so carnivorous that it would just feel pretty messed up forcing a dog onto, because I feel like humans, yes, like we've eaten meat throughout our history, but I feel like dogs to me are just like, okay, they're like domesticated wolves in essence. Not the total same, but you know what I mean. It's like they're such meat eating animals that it's like I would not have vegan dogs. I would give it like all the animal products. And I actually would not raise my kids vegan from the get-go. I would want to let them kind of choose their diet as they get older. Not to go off on a huge tangent here, but I would say I'm a pretty chill vegan when it comes to like compatibility, lifestyle, eating out at places, even picking around food. Like I can order stuff, and if it's got like chicken usually on it and they forget to take it off, I'll just pick it off and put it to the side and eat the dish. It doesn't really bother me. Okay, we were doing Price is Right. Guess the price of this gingerbread house kit. I want to close the loop on this. Toby says they should make a Hannah holiday. Sorry, Danielle, I didn't say hi to you earlier. Hello, Danielle. We got Andre Carter. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hussein, Emperor Amalek. Thank you. Imoiri, I'm making quinoa. All right, let's get to what kind of witch's brew are you drinking? Just water. But what are people guessing? Capybara, $16. That was Toxic Mayhem less. Danielle is the closest. Danielle guessed $5. Egg Shen, you were close as well with $3.95. This, you guys, this costs $4 at Target. I'm telling you, we got 2 weeks left until Christmas. It's crunch time. If you're feeling like you want to buy something or do a quick Christmas craft, this is their mini gingerbread house kit. It's not like they've got a bigger one, but this is $4. Like less than my go-to beverage order at Starbucks. $4 for a fun gingerbread kit, and I really enjoy it. Okay, I'm gonna prices right, you guys. Jesse, it's so good. You were over it. Sorry, Jesse. $5.01. So, who would this go to? Actually, I think Egg Shen, because Egg Shen was the only person I think who wrote a price underneath the price. Egg Shen, you got it by like 5 cents. This was $4 and you guessed $3.95. Outdoors is the cure. Jesse, how have you been? It's so good to see you. Tony, that is gonna be fun. Yes, so come on back tomorrow because I've decided this is gonna be my Friday night live stream activity. Ivan wins. Actually, it was Egg Shen who won. Because if I'm remembering correctly, the rule is if the price is, like for the Price is Right, you have to be under the price. Like if you go over, you're out. And Egg Shen was the only one who guessed under the price of $4. Crazy. I'm gonna have to start shopping at Target against this Egg Shen. Highly recommend it. DJ Fly, good to see you. I'm just cooking some quinoa over on my stovetop and promoting this gingerbread house that I'm gonna be doing on tomorrow's live stream at 8 p.m. Central. Also, I need to check the time. I am gonna close this poll in a few minutes. If you haven't voted in the poll already, the poll question is, guess which Christmas baddie or Christmas villain, you know, scary character, whatever, scared me the most as a kid? And your options are the Grinch, Krampus, the Abominable Snowman, and the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Which one? Alpha, hello Builder Howdy. How's your mini house? You've got a new house for $4. If only houses cost $4. Tony says, sounds great. Egg Shen, you ready to shiver this weekend? Oh, the thing is, I have kept for this weekend, my strategy with most weekends is to keep at least one of the 2 days kind of just like sectioned off just for myself, to catch up on sleep, be lazy, for lack of a better phrase, like Sabbath day. Like I'm not a strict Sabbath day observer, but I feel like having one true rest day out of the 7 in a week is like really healthy. And I've been trying, I think a big lesson that I learned from 2025 that I'm carrying forward into 2026 is like slow down, prioritize rest. You don't have to be going all the time. Rest and sleep are also productive because you avoid burning yourself out and getting sick, which can then set you back weeks and even more. So that's something I'm going to try to be good about, like more strict about heading into 2026. Like for example, in grad school, I worked for this super smart, super accomplished, super fancy professor, all the degrees, all the research publications, tenured, like all this. And he is, because he still teaches there, but he is Jewish and observes the Sabbath day on Saturdays. And I remember at the get-go when I was working for him. We were talking about like, oh, like when can I reach you? What are your hours? Are you available on weekends? And he was just like straight up, you cannot reach me from Friday night, which is Shabbat night, all the way through the end of Sabbath day on Saturday night. And I was like, okay, if this like fancy professor with all the accolades and all this super, super ambitious, accomplished person is pretty much digitally unavailable and does not do any work for a full 24 hours over the weekend, I can also do that as well. So I'm trying to, yeah, it's hard though, because I feel like there's always that like in the back of your head, like, oh, I should be doing something productive. Like I could be doing this, I could be doing that. I do find it harder to rest these days because it feels like I should make every minute count, which is not. I feel like that's not sustainable. Anyways, long tangent from me. Egg Shen, that was you, ready to shiver this weekend. So to answer your question, I have nothing really planned on Sunday. I'm reserving that as like a me day for the weekend to just let myself, it's like I need time to recover from the week. But on Saturday, ooh, I got back to back things planned. I have to get up at like 7 something because I'm going somewhere in the morning. And actually, I think I have 4 things planned. Oh shoot, yeah, Saturday is gonna be a lot. So Saturday, the day after tomorrow, I'm getting up early to go somewhere on Saturday morning. Then I'm gonna come back home and do my Live Miss Day 13 live stream from probably, I would say 12 o'clock noon to maybe 1:30. And then I am gonna meet up with a couple friends of mine and we're gonna go out and do fun holiday stuff because it's like, you guys, we got like 2 weekends left before Christmas. And then I'm doing a Christmas outing with family on Saturday night. So Saturday is stacked from like 7 a.m. to unknown end time on Saturday night. But like most of it will be, I feel like most of what I'm doing on Saturday is inside. So hopefully that'll kind of counteract the bitter cold. Raymond Church, good to see you, Raymond. Welcome back. Barry is here. Hello, Barry. I love your profile picture. Your previous cat is so sweet. Thanos, if I remember correctly. Barry sent the happy poop. Awesome. Thank you, Barry. Got you written down on my list. Efficient tiny house is what I know, those are so in trend these days, having a tiny house. I don't think I've ever seen a tiny house in the wild, so to speak. Like I haven't ever been out and about in Minneapolis or in any suburb and seen a tiny house before. I've only ever seen them either on YouTube or at some kind of expo or yeah, like a store of some kind or commercial on TV. But I don't know if I would want a tiny house, honestly. At that point, I feel like I would either want to have like my property would either be a single family home or a condo. I feel like if you're gonna own your home instead of renting, I would want to own, I feel like a tiny house is kind of odd to me. I don't know if I would like it. No rest for the wicked, says Barry. Oh, rest for me though. Snooty Fox, happy Thursday to you. Almost a Friday, guys. Oh my gosh. Also, we got 251 people in here. I love it. I'm loving these busier live streams. Rocking with cowboy, great profile picture. I saw the cowboy hat and had to click. Nice. Very cool. All right, we got Sender V, Mo Gooder. You mentioned the Sabbath. What is your opinion on fasting? So, I have fasted multiple times in my life. I spent a summer in Morocco, which is an Islamic country. I was living with a host family, and as part of my cultural experience there, I fasted for Ramadan when I was living in Morocco. I fasted for Ramadan when I was in Baku, Azerbaijan, which is another Islamic country. And then I've like just like experimented on myself. That sounds bad, but it's like I've just played around with intermittent fasting, where it's like, you know, you eat your last meal, say at 8 p.m. and then you don't eat until noon the next day. So like restricted window eating, and also, what's the other one? Intermittent fasting, and then just straight, like, I think the longest fast I've done was a 48-hour fast. Only water, coffee, tea, and that's about it. Like fluids, water-based drinks, and that was it. I would say from doing like, so I feel like I've been doing fasting like every here and there for years. And I have to say, it's not for me personally. I got nothing against it. There's tons of health benefits that research shows with fasting. But I've just noticed with my body, I feel hollow, I feel dizzy, I feel faint, like I've almost like fallen over multiple times. I've noticed that my, I think it's my white blood cell count has dropped before when I did fasting. And worst of all for me, like a major red flag for any female is when you just straight up miss your period. And mine is like clockwork, like every 4 weeks without fail, it's back. And I remember recently, like this summer, I was doing a 48-hour fast. And I'd also been doing some intermittent fasting, and I think it was just too much on my body. And I was like, all right, TikTok, it's about time for my period to start. And it just never came. And I was like, that is not a good sign. Like, that is a very easy warning bell, is like, if you suddenly are not getting your period, you got to change something. So and also I run a lot during the week, and I find that I burn through a lot of calories and I need to replenish them. Otherwise I get muscle cramps, I get dizziness, I get, it's like, it can get dangerous if you're working out a lot and you're not restoring the calories that you burned. So I would just say, for me personally, I'm not knocking fasting, but it has not worked well for me, my lifestyle, my body. I also don't like the way it makes me feel. It's just, it feels like a literal hollow existence, and I feel like it just turns everything very gray. Like it just like dims an otherwise perfectly great day. But all I can think about is just hunger and stomach churning and wanting to eat something. Yeah, so not for me. DJ Fly says, life is crazy. Your fave bestie, I do like Ariana Grande, yes. Barry, doing things outside sucks right now. Gotta bundle up. So a tiny house is not an option. I don't think I would consider, like when I think about my preferences when it comes to owning property, in my world, it's like I would only want to, if I am an owner of property, I only want to own condos, like in a building where you own a unit, or a standalone regular single family house with a garage, a roof, a lawn, whatever. The tiny house, if you're gonna have a house, I think I would just want it to be like a regular sized house. Egg Shen, you're watching tonight's game. I might run and grab my second phone. Oh shoot. Huh. You guys, this whole time, I had the wrong burner turned on, so my quinoa has not been boiling. Whoops. Jail cell on wheels, oh no. I'm starting to think tiny homes is a psyop. I kind of don't like it because what I find disappointing about the tiny, I just want to throw this. What I find sad about the tiny house movement, like part of me likes it because I don't think you necessarily need to have so much house, especially, you know, if kids have moved out or you just really don't have a lot of stuff and you can work efficiently in a small space. But there's kind of this, it's a bit like gloomy and sad, because I mean, we have a housing affordability crisis in the United States right now. And what's really sad is that you have these massive private equity firms that are just gobbling up single family homes. And it's like, just people cannot afford to buy homes like they used to in the past. Like my parents, who are boomers, were able to buy their current house at such an affordable rate back in I think it was early 90s that they bought the house. And it's like nice suburb, comfortable amount of rooms, like very just average, typical American suburban house. And when they tell me, like when my boomer parents tell me how much they bought that house for on like such little combined income between the two of them, I'm just like, dude, this is so unfortunate. Like, I also think about, you know, all of my friends, and I would say all but a few of my friends are millennials or Gen Zs. And what's like a bummer is that I look around at all of my friends. Most are partnered, married, some have kids, some don't. But it's like every single one of them except I think two are renters. Because it's just like, I mean, renting is fine. I wouldn't say renting is terrible. But I know I've heard friends say, like, I really, really want, like we want to start a family. I really, really want to buy a house. But especially when you're living in a housing market of like New York City, Boston, Washington, D.C., even Minneapolis, it's like these houses ain't cheap. And not to mention you're buying a house that probably needs a lot of work. Don't even begin to think about, you know, buying a brand new house, because those are typically like way more expensive than the average house. Throttle lock, oh my gosh, well, hello there, my friend. I hope that you're having a wonderful, blessed day. I wish and pray for many, many blessings in your life and your family's life. May there be many more happy days and years ahead. What a lovely super chat message, Nathaniel. Thank you so much for your support and positivity. The world needs uplifting messages like this one. I love it. Thank you so much. Wow. I love positivity, and yeah, I feel like it's like a mixed bag. You're gonna get negative stuff, positive stuff on the internet and anywhere. But it's just, yeah. I appreciate all the positive messages. All right. HZHZH, you have so less space above your fridge. Snooty, who was texting on the second phone. Oh my gosh, that sounds so sketchy. Steak says, hi, Hannah the type to walk past Buckingham Palace and say, could be bigger. No, no way. Wesley, girls chapstick, yep, I know. Where is it? I don't even think about using this anymore, but people comment on this all the time because I forget that this is not the usual size of chapstick that people are accustomed to. And people are like, what's that glue stick? Why is your chapstick so big? That is like, I remember a friend she was like, that is the biggest chapstick I have ever seen in my entire life. But I swear by this stuff, you guys. This stuff is so good. It is formulated for US military personnel who are in some like really, like it says it right here, if you can see, really tiny text, but it's Duke Cannon, and here it says that there's SPF, so you get sun protection, tactical sunscreen, and then right here, I know it's backwards, but it says formulated to meet the needs of US military personnel. So this chapstick does not mess around. Like, it actually works. I feel like I had burned through so many chapstick brands and nothing. It just felt like my lips were always chapped and it was uncomfortable, especially in the winter time. And I'm telling you, this stuff, like, you know, it's gotta be like legit if it's formulated to meet the needs of the US military, okay? So that's my plug for Buchanan, slash explanation of why it may be so jumbo. Snooty Fox, thank you. Egg Shen is saying, that was me yesterday, tried to cook a pizza and forgot to turn on the oven. Oh no, isn't it so tragic where, especially when you're like tired, you're hungry, and then it's just something doesn't pan out and you're like, no, I now have to wait even more time to get what I wanted to eat. I was gonna take a screenshot of Throttle Lock. Thank you so much, yay. So cool. All right, I think I got it. Stakes is high, industrial grade chapstick, military grade chapstick, yes. Barry, we can't even afford to buy a van and live down by the river. Yeah, really rough. You too. Interesting, does J-Lo know you raided her wardrobe? I don't think J-Lo would dress like this. Angel Gabrielle is back, hello. Throttle Lock, you are very welcome. Also, just a little absent-minded right there. I'm gonna make sure to get you on my thank you list because I want to make sure to thank people. Oh, and you know what? I did not close the poll. I'm so guilty of doing this all the time, but I'm gonna close the poll. Vote if you haven't. You've got like 5 seconds. And let you know which of the Christmas baddies scared me the most as a kid. Ooh, Wesley is trademarking thick stick. I like that. That's good. Austin Brown, good to see you, Austin. Awesome to see you, Austin. M Chem, I'm doing good. I'm doing live streams every single day of December. So it's Live Miss 2025. It's December 11th, so I have been going live every day for the last 11 days. And yeah, I feel like it's been a good holiday season so far. How have you been, M Chem? Tristan McMillan, nope. Let's see, Wesley, Angel. I had a nice day today. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Fred Marines. Hello, Fred Marines. Woohoo! How are you doing? Crystal Capite, military grade chapstick, eh? LOL, yes, it is great. Thank you, Catherine Robles. Tom from MySpace, I remember you. Isn't there a way to flip the video image so it's not backwards? I've tried and I don't think there is, unfortunately. So poll question number 1 tonight. What did you guys say? Guess which Christmas baddie scared me the most as a kid? So the Grinch came in first, 38%. The Grinch never scared me. I remember as a kid, I thought he was like ugly and weird and super grouchy, and I didn't like him because he's the Grinch, but he never scared me, so it's not the Grinch. Second place is the Abominable Snowman, 25%, yes. I was so disturbed by the Abominable Snowman in that like felt animated Rudolph movie, you know, the classic one. And it was like the music that would come on anytime the Abominable Snowman was like nearby or like walking. It just was so unsettling to me. And you guys, I hated it in the Rudolph movie when the Abominable Snowman's like fur bangs would go up like this. To me, I was like, oh my God, yuck. I hate this. I hate everything about this. So the right answer is the Abominable Snowman from Rudolph. Ooh, he just scared me. I think it was just the way that figurine animated Abominable Snowman looked. I really didn't like it. Bulldog Rick, I'm doing good. How about you? Can't believe it's 2 weeks to the day until Christmas Day. I'm like, ooh, I got a lot of stuff. I feel like December has been going fast, and now I'm like, oh shoot, okay, time is running out. Throttle Lock, Matt Foley, Chris Farley is lucky to be able to live in a van down by the river. Kenisha, I'm doing good. I'm cooking some quinoa. I gotta check on it actually. It's almost to a boil, I think. Yeah, almost to a boil, so I need to remember to check on that. Cosborn said, bless you, thank you. Outdoors is the cure. The right answer was the abominable snow monster. Egg Shen, how about Stream Miss? I think Live Miss has a little better ring to it. I'd say the Ghost of Christmas scared you. Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the adaptation of A Christmas Carol. I almost said A Christmas Story. Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol. I've seen some adaptations where it like wasn't as scary, the Ghost of Christmas Future Yet to Come, but the most recent Christmas Carol adaptation I went to see was really scary. It was this monster, like 10-foot tall, animatronic, like skeletal gremlin type of thing with like the Reaper cloak. It was so spooky and scary. And that I was like, ooh, that is so, I love a good scary Ghost of Christmas Future. When I want to sneeze but just can't, I look at the light on the ceiling, makes me get the sneeze out. It's just throttle lock. Chip Broadhead, Thursday stream, hope you are well. Yes, I'm doing well. The sheer disappointment of going to Chipotle after 9:45 p.m. and being told they're out of half the menu items. I should stop doing this to myself. Yes. OMG, stakes aside, this has happened to me before at Chipotle. Sometimes it was my fault, like I should have known better. Like, for example, I went to a Chipotle once, I think it was like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. on a Friday, and it's like, they're probably gonna be cleaned out like by that time, and they had run out of guac and a few other things I wanted. And then there was one time though, I remember I had ordered ahead in the app. I feel like I think I stopped ordering ahead at Chipotle because of this, but I had paid already in the app for the extra guac, which is, it's like another $2.50, $3. And so I had paid for the guac, and then I think I had also paid for a side of guac. And then I get there and I always check the bag to make sure that they put the right thing in there. And I was like, oh, this was supposed to have guac on it. And they're like, sorry, we're all out for today. And I'm like, I paid for this though. But it's like, what are they gonna do? Open the register and give you cash as a refund? I guess they could. But at that point I was like, am I really gonna be a Karen about guacamole? No. So I think what I did is I actually went to a grocery store and got a little container of guac because I was like, I really wanted it. I wanted it on my Chipotle bowl. I'll just go and buy myself, like, in the grand scheme of things, this is not costing me a lot of money. Put the Christmas tree up, missing you as the angel. Christmas tree is up, but I actually have a star on top of my Christmas tree. I've never had an angel on top of mine. Yukon Cornelius licking his pickaxe was hilarious to me as a kid. I didn't understand that, Cosborn. As a kid, I was like, ew, and why? And I was like, that can't taste good. So that part just confused me. Guto got it right. Oh, M. Chem, unfortunately I lost my furry friend after 19 years. Oh no. Chem, you guys, I feel like, so I'm really sorry to hear of your loss, Chem. I feel like 2025 has been like, it's been kind of a rough one for a lot of people in different ways. People in my circle of people, it's like I've had my own challenges in 2025, nothing compared to other people, but it's just, it hasn't felt like the easiest year. And I'm just like, who was I? Oh, some of you guys might know who this is, but Jordan Peterson is this really popular professor, and he's a commentator. He's Canadian, and he is he leans on the conservative side of commentary, and so I like listening to what he has to say, because it's like, okay, what's your take on this issue? It is highly recommend you guys do this, but just listen to different people's takes on political issues on all sides, like from all vantage points. So I would say actually Jordan Peterson, he kind of irritates me. I've really never enjoyed listening to him speak. I don't agree with him in a lot of stuff, but I subscribe to him as well as his daughter, Michaela Peterson, who's on YouTube as well. And I was watching this video today, and she was like, it said Jordan Peterson health update December 2025. And apparently this man has been so severely ill that I think he was like near passing this year. And I was like, man, like tough year. I feel like it's been like headlines like that where I'm like, dang, like you're having a tough time. I know like Dolly Parton, another person I adore, she's had to kind of back away from the spotlight and doing shows because she's been battling with health problems. And it's like, oh, I think I'm ready for maybe a bit of an easier year. We'll see in 2026. What do you do to deal with introversion? So I feel like introversion and shyness maybe are, like, I feel like I'm not shy anymore, but at least, so as an introvert, I just need my reset time. And so the way that I do that, like I was saying before, is I carve out days or at least evenings that are mine. Like I'm not gonna go out anywhere. I'm not gonna do anything with anyone. So I'm very good at scheduling out me time. And that's how I'm able to stay rested and I can show up to work stuff, social stuff, whatever it is, and feel like I'm not burning out and exhausted and over it. Throttle lock, it really is moving fast. I just got done saying that to one of my family members. They say the older you get, the faster the years go, which I don't like hearing, but I appreciate the input from family who say that, and just people in general. But it is spooky, throttle lock. Ooh. All right, so quinoa is bubbling. I'm gonna do what I normally do, which is do you see kind of there's like some like scum, I hate that word, but it's just kind of like the foaminess that forms on the top. I like to just kind of get that off as much as I can. Larry Middleton, it's great to see you as well. Thank you for joining day 11 of Livemas. How have you been, Larry? Sorry guys, BRB. All right, I just need a spatula. Christmas spatula. Barry says, love and heartache is a package deal when we decide to take in a furry friend. Yep. That is, oh, I have never had my own pets, but I grew up with pets. So of course we lost pets. And it was just so sad, but yeah, it's like, you know, the pet isn't gonna live forever. It's not pleasant to think about, but it's just part of life. All right, so that's looking nice. I'm gonna turn the heat down on the stovetop and then let this simmer covered for about 15 minutes. I've got my cover right here. So let me put this back. All right. Mo Gooder, you strike me as more extrovert. So like I was saying before, I feel like for me, it's like introversion versus extroversion. Introversion is more like you just need time like quietly, alone, like less around people. And then extroverts is just like, my energy comes from social stuff. Like for me, my energy comes from resting, quietness, just relaxing on my couch, like very low energy, not a ton of people around, versus I feel like extroverts get what fills their cup is being out constantly doing stuff, and that is not me. But in terms of like, I feel like people might think I'm an extrovert just because I'm on here talking to people and I have a YouTube channel. I'm not shy. I used to be shy, but I'm not shy anymore. I don't mind talking to people. I feel like I care less. I mean, it's not like I don't care at all what people think of me, but I care a lot less if people have like harsh judgments of me, if there's like haters, whatever. I feel like I'm very much like getting older in a sense where it's just like, okay, if someone's gonna be mean, if someone's gonna troll, if someone's gonna be a hater, if someone's gonna whatever, it's just like, that's your problem. Like, you don't have to like me. And I'm not gonna change to make people like me. So, but I am an introvert, but I am not shy. Barry M. Chem, definitely know what you're saying. Parker Osterwich says scruffy. Wesley says, good night, all, I'm out. See you later, Wesley. All right, I missed a few comments. I'm going up here. Throttle Lock, M. Chem, gonna look for another kitty soon. Oh, happy for you. That'll be something to look forward to in 2026. If you're not gonna do it, if you're not gonna adopt this month. Folklore, but even the younger generation is saying the same thing too, so I don't know, something's going on. Yeah, Throttle Lock, I feel like it's actually, because I've been trying to put a finger on this. Why does it feel like time is suddenly moving so much faster than it did even in college, the years post-college? And I really think for me, and for a lot of people, it was the pandemic, going into lockdown. Your sense of time was really warped. You weren't seeing people. Quarantine, masking, tons of social events and travel were canceled. And then moving like fully remote too. I feel like when it was full remote, 9 to 5, like everything is just virtual and digital and you're cooped up inside for a lot of days. I think it just, you lose, I feel like your sense of time is just, it's like, it's floating past you and you're not like getting out into the world. And so actually, I feel like, so now I commute, I do hybrid commuting for my job where it's like some days I commute, some days I'm just working remotely at home. And I actually feel like, as much as I love the convenience of doing stuff remotely and you can save yourself a lot of time, I think the process of getting up earlier, putting yourself together to go out into the world, making sure you're all ready to go, you've got like your keys, your wallet, whatever, you're presentable, you commute, you're seeing people out on the road, you're seeing people at work, you're passing by restaurants, you're passing by cafes, whatever, you might have an interaction here and there. I think all of that, like going out into the world, like on a pretty regular basis, helps to make time feel like it's going slower. So that's my theory. I feel like as convenient and great as remote, digital, everything has been, I actually think it's made time go fast, feel like it's going fast. So I'm actually, in 2026, one thing I'm gonna embrace more of is just get up and get ready for the day and like make a point of trying to get out and just do something instead of like being at home all day, being on screens all day, even if it's like, oh, this is so time efficient, I don't have to do any of this stuff in person. Rip Scruffy says Chem. Oh, my friend and I handed out candy for Halloween. She was a Karen and I played as a Kevin. That is awesome. Throttle Lock. Starting that rumble over being served raw burger meat and no guac. All right. Let's see. I try not to get into politics with people. That's me on here. Yeah. And generally, I'm like, I'm not doing this. It just gets messy and heated. And before you know it, you have the person just insulting you. I know. Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately, I feel like you can have some civil discussions about politics, but I think it can easily tip over into just like nasty comments. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. This is not even... We're not even having like a civilized conversation here anymore. Larry Middleton saw you, Mo Gooder. You seem to get energy from hosting this community. I absolutely do. Yes, Mo. Guto, thanks for your comments, Hannah. Really appreciate it. You're welcome. Larry, when you get older, time does go faster, Hannah, and your world gets smaller, unfortunately. Yeah, I just, like I said, I'm trying to be better about getting out into the world, not worry so much about if something is like more time efficient. It's like, hey, it's still good to get out and just be a part of society every day, even if it's just like a little walk or a trip to the store or whatever. And just try to not let days go by on autopilot, where it's just like, oh, it's a dreary Tuesday, I got nothing on my calendar, it's just a regular work day. It's like, try to find something to make that day a little special. Or just do something to, yeah. It's like, I try to not let days go by and just write them off. It's just like, oh, I'm just trying to get through this day. It's like, it's still a day. And you don't get unlimited days in your life. Throttlelock says, Larry, very true. I think it has something to do with getting more tired. And what I mean by tired, I mean emotionally and mentally tired, and you become more winded. I agree with that. M. Kemp says, you're awesome, girl. Thank you. J. Dot is here. Thank you. Cosborn, I think tech, social media, AI creates that sensation of time going by quicker. And this is why I'm very much like, get outside. Like I make a habit of almost every morning, it's like, get out and just go for a quick walk. Because inevitably it's like, I see someone, I live in a city. It's like, I'm going to pass by a coffee shop. I'm going to pass by someone walking their dog. I'm going to walk past a park. I'm going to walk past whatever. Just like getting out and seeing other human beings rather than just like, I'm staying inside and working on my computer screens and checking my phone. Yeah, getting like exiting your home, looking presentable, like you've made some effort to like put yourself together for the day, you know, brushed your teeth, tidied your hair, picked out an outfit. It's just, I think it's so, like, I think that has been helping make time not feel as just like a blur. Because it's like, all right, you're actually like taking this day seriously, where you're putting yourself together. Ray is here. I love seeing you, Ray. Snooty says, I like your realness. Royal Empire. Guto, does the fastest passage of time which we are experiencing have to do with the theory of relativity? Maybe, I don't know. Could be. Hannah's genuinely kind, cool spirit, period. Thank you, Poison Toad. Appreciate it. Deep South Rust Garage, how you doing? Ray says, hey Hannah, how are you today? I got guitar music for jazz band. I don't play guitar, but it's on mallets and it's 200 beats per minute. That sounds really hard. I was never a percussionist, so I don't have a true appreciation for this, but sounds challenging, Ray. I had a really nice day. I got up pretty early for me. I didn't get a full night of sleep, and it was a good day though. I got like 4.5 hours of sleep, which is, for me, that's running on fumes. It's like, oh man, I can feel the slower brain, not as sharp, memory isn't as good, whatever. But it was a really good day. I actually like made it through the day. I felt okay, had a really nice meeting with my boss and got my stuff done. And I came home from work and then I ate some food, took a glorious nap for about an hour and a half, and then hopped on here. Do you have a second poll question? Yes, Mo Gooder. Thank you for reminding me. I do have a second poll question. Poll question number 2. What should my emoji be? Maybe, I don't know. What should my emoji be? Maybe just like that pondering person. All right, poll number 2. Guess my favorite franchise/universe. And this is from a variety of sources. Is it This is so hard. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, or Star Wars. Yes, my favorite franchise / universe. What do you think? Vote, 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 people. Mr. American Finance, good to see you. What am I talking about? Are you the queen of reindeer? I would say no, but not 100% sure. How's your mental and emotional health today? I feel good today overall. It's like, it was a pretty routine day, so it's not like I was like, oh my God, this is the most amazing day ever. But I feel like I've had an attitude of just appreciation lately, because I feel like there's just like people I know of, either like in headlines, people I follow on social media, and also people in my circle of loved ones that have just been having a tough time for one, I mean, it's like jobs, health, personal, whatever. And so I feel like, you know, I've felt like very appreciative about, even if I'm not having like the greatest day, if I'm like bored, if I'm unmotivated, if I'm tired, it's like, hey, I have like nothing to complain about by comparison. So I felt very like at peace and appreciative of all the good stuff in my life. Let's see. Diesel is here. I was gonna ask you, Mr. American Finance, how was your day? How are you feeling? We got 200 people here, which is awesome. We've been holding steady around 200, which I love to see. Desane Greer, is it Desane maybe? Desane Greer said hi. Guto, when I am in a calm and small town away from the internet, TV, radio, I feel the time goes by slowly. Yep. And that's another thing I've been thinking about is for 2026, one thing I want to improve compared to this year is just this year at my peak, like grind mode, it was like go, 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 go. I have to be working every day of the week and I have to make every minute count. It's like, how can I use my time efficiently for this and that? And it's like, mentally it's exhausting. And I'm trying to be much better about like, no, like you need to carve out time in your schedule where it's not productive time. You are actually resting your mind, your body, you are sitting down, you're enjoying food, you're, actually taking a break. Throttle lock, which also begs the question, how is this going to affect people on social media level also with a relationship? Yeah, good question. Diesel, Warhammer 40K says Barry. HBG the label said hi. MChem is guessing Star Wars. Oh man, Warhammer is the best, says Throttle Lock. Mo Gooder, I think you're a Potter fan. Snape was the unsung hero in my opinion. Ooh, talk about a tragic character. My goodness. Lamar is here. Hello, Lamar. Barry, I was going to name my dog Titus, but he ain't no Titus. Abraham says yes. HBG the label said hi. All right, I'm gonna go and check on my quinoa. Hopefully it's looking pretty done. I like to use this little circular pot holder to lift the lid because sometimes it gets hot. So, ooh, looking beautiful. So there's the cooked quinoa. You can see the steam coming off of it. I am gonna leave this covered and just, have it hang out to cool off on my countertop. Ooh, I'm thirsty. I kind of feel like some lemon water. Abraham, MChem. Thank you so much, MChem. I appreciate it. Taking time to relax breaks. Yeah. Yep. Intentional, like scheduled breaks. No half measures. No, oh, I'm going to relax, but I'm still going to be checking like email and social media. Like, no. I actually want to schedule in time where it's like you are sitting, and even like I feel like I tend to eat meals on the go where it's like eating, listening to a podcast, moving around, and it's like even just being more intentional about like sitting, looking at the plate of food, chewing your food, like enjoying it, and not just wolfing it like gotta go, gotta go. So I'm really trying to just push the brakes a bit, and it's like still hustle and grind, but have it be sustainable in the long term where I'm not, because I feel like I've hit multiple burnout points where I was just really exhausted, really miserable, and it's like I just don't want to be running into those periodically. Calabas, I need to read more fiction. Have you read The Stranger by Camus? I feel like I had to read that for school, but I'm not positive. I know of The Stranger by Albert Camus, but I'm not sure if I've read it. Aditya, I just made some quinoa, so that's what's cooking. Buck DeLorean, sup nerd. I will take it. What I do is our cat naps if possible. Nice. Barry says being in here is relaxing. That's what I want. I want the live streams to be a place where people like to just, I mean, I know some people will turn on my live streams in the background while they're working on different things, but I want it to just be chill vibes, positive space, really lovely community members who show up and comment, and nothing crazy going on. Totally safe to have kids in the room, totally safe to watch this if you're at work or any formal setting of any kind. Yeah, I just want it to be a fun, relaxing space for people to come and hang out on YouTube. Weeded Meisel, you look like a famous person. Okay, I'll take it as a compliment, thank you. Snooty Fox, misery loves company, indeed. Yes, lemon water does sound nice and refreshing. I know, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm out of my filtered water, but I got a little bit left in my water bottle. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do, actually, I'm excited to show you guys these. This was a gift from my sister back, oh my gosh, this was in September. Wow, it was already 3 months ago. Makes me sad to say that. But my sister, for my birthday and in advance of the Halloween season, she got me this ice cube mold. And these are skull ice cubes. Look how dope these are. Can you see that? So my sister got me this little 4 ice cube mold, and I absolutely love these skull ice cubes. So I'm gonna put 1 ice cube in there and then pour in the rest of my water bottle filtered water. And then just add a little, boy, I am just knocking stuff today. I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. Oh, dang it. Ah, low on water, oh well. Throughout luck, I think I'm gonna drink more water from now on. Always drinking coffee throughout the day and night. Oh man, see, I'm a coffee lover, but I cut off my caffeine I try to finish drinking my caffeinated coffee by 12 o'clock noon. Sometimes it's 1 p.m., but like I try to just eliminate caffeine in the PM hours so that it's not keeping me up all night. Lemon juice. Ooh, I'm low. I need to go and get some more of this. But just some lemon juice from the grocery store. Got a few drops there. I'm gonna write lemon juice on my list. Lemon juice. I like to keep track of stuff that I'm running low on, so I know to just order it before it runs out. Oh my God. That is exactly what I was feeling like. Barry, being in here is relaxing. I saw that. Misery Loves Company. I think, okay, I saw that one from Throttle Lock. AE Javo, good to see you. I just have to share that I tried making a jackfruit slider. OMG, smoked jackfruit with melted vegan cheese and caramelized onions. It was amazing. That sounds like something you would make for Gordon Ramsay if you were gonna make him a vegan meal that he would love. Wow. I love jackfruit. Jackfruit is such a hack when it comes to trying to recreate a pulled meat type of sandwich or dish. And wow. All I can say is wow. That sounds so good. And I'm glad you enjoyed it, AE Javo. Nice. Dude, Bud is asking what grocery store, like where I shop at. Oh my God, it's a mix. So I'm in Minnesota. We have some local chains and then we have some national chains. So a few times I've gone to Hy-Vee, a few times I've gone to Walmart, a few times I've gone to Target, and then there's also Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, which are national chains, and then our local chains are Lunds and Byerly's, Kowalski's Market, Cub Foods. Oh, we have Aldi's now, actually. We have Aldi. So I go to like a bunch of different places. I order some groceries online, like some of my stuff is from Target. And then sometimes I order other things from actual like physical brick and mortar, or I go and buy stuff from physical brick and mortar grocery stores. Kenny, I used some of that tonight, and the lime one, nice. I have lime juice as well. Sir Mod, I get nursed so much. I think I would guess some of the guesses have to do with the fact that I have a master's degree in public health, but that's not a clinical degree. Like, you need a degree in nursing to become a nurse. But no, I am not a nurse. I think I could have been a nurse in another life, but I have never been good around blood and needles. I get very squeamish. I start to like panic sweat, and I've fainted multiple times getting blood draws, and even my ear piercing. When I went to the mall at age 16, I fainted in the mall after they were pierced. So being a nurse or any type of health clinical profession who's doing like any type of medical procedure, that was never gonna happen for me. I wish it could have, because I find health stuff so fascinating, and I find people really fascinating, and I think it would, like, if I had felt called to that field as a nurse, as a doctor, as a therapist, or whatever, I think it would have been fantastic, but there just was, it wasn't in the cards. So I'm not a nurse. I would say the two most common guesses I get for what job I have are nurse and teacher. I think I would get teacher more than, I've gotten teacher more than nurse. But my job is actually a data analyst. So not really, I would say not close to teacher or nurse. Dude, Bud sent to 100. Thank you. I'm gonna add you to my dono list. Thanks so much. Antonio Anthony is here. Hello. Grace said hi. Barry, I feel like I haven't been here since you got those. Holy hell, how have you been, Hannah? How's life treating you? Oh, you're talking about those ice cubes that I showed, I think. That like makes me sad that you haven't been here since I got those. Wow. I've been doing good. I feel like 2025 has been a tremendous growth year, but it's also had challenges in different realms for me. And it's like, so it's been a mix. But looking back, now that we're near the end of 2025, looking back, I'm like, ooh, great lessons learned. Happy that, you know, whatever challenges that came up, like, I feel like I addressed them, and no matter what, like, I just carried on. And I'm so happy with the YouTube growth that I've had this year. This has been my first year monetized, and that's been a really cool learning experience. So overall, because I feel like this time of year, when we're approaching like the second half of December and you're getting ready for Christmas and New Year's, and if you celebrate Hanukkah, like it's just all the holidays, I'm like kind of reflecting on what the last 12 months have been like. So I'm overall proud of myself and happy with everything that I've gotten done in 2025. So I feel very content. I feel very grateful. I feel very excited for the new year, just to see like, you know, how things keep going, what new things unfold. I feel like there's just, you can never predict everything that's going to happen in the next year. But overall, I feel very like at peace and very content. And also, I've really been trying to be better about prioritizing rest and not having to be productive every minute of every day. And that has been so nice, where it's just like giving myself permission to not have to be working and productive every single day of the week. Because I'll say this, I think I tend to really gravitate toward and consume and subscribe to workaholics. Like my idols are David Goggins, Gordon Ramsay, and Martha Stewart. And there's others I can point to where it's just like, never rest, go, go, go. Like you can rest when you're dead. Like you just got to keep pushing no matter what. And I'm like, this is not how I want to live my own life. It's fine if you want to push yourself to the breaking point and beyond, but that's just like not for me. Like I'm not willing to do that in my life. So I feel like it's like I gotta let those people do their thing. Elon is another person I look up to in terms of work rate, but it's just, I'm not trying to live my life like he lives his, and that's okay. And prioritizing rest has been really nice, because I'm like, oh my God, like I don't have to be productive all the time. And then I've also gotten these posts from different influencers that I love, where it's like either a cute picture or like a little note where it's like, rest is also productive. Like you are resting your mind, you're resting your body, you're recharging, you're reflecting on things that you're grateful for and things you'd like to accomplish in the future. But just setting aside time to just be like chill has been a game changer for me. All right, Haley, how have you been, Haley? Good to see you. What about Costco? Yep, we've got Costco here in Minnesota. I've been to Costco maybe a couple of times, but yeah, not a ton. AE Jabo, we have Trader Joe's over here, always crowded in there, but it's a fantastic store. I agree. I love Trader Joe's. Absolutely love Trader Joe's. The vibes are so good in there. Guto, I think you would be a great psychologist. I think so too. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I find people really fascinating. I like to talk to people and understand what they're going through in their life. I think I'm actually, like, I wouldn't have described myself like this like a while ago, but I think as time has gone on, I've grown to be very, not super sensitive, but like if I know that someone is going through a really rough time, it actually takes a toll. Like it hurts to like, you're like, oh my God, like I'm really hurting for that person who's going through a tough time. So I feel like, again, in another life, being a psychologist or a psychiatrist or I feel like any of the clinical or like health allied professions would have been really rewarding, but I just never felt that calling to go into that space. I always was very much like research, reading, writing, looking at data, discovery, digging, that sort of stuff. That to me is like the most exciting work. But yeah, I love people. Dude says you look like a nurse though. Do I? Do you care to elaborate? What exactly do you think? I mean, I'm curious. I think it's a fun comment. But out of curiosity, because like when people guess certain things, I'm like, I wonder exactly what it is about how I look, how I sound, how I talk, whatever, that is making people guess this. A.E. Jabo, agree with you on the nursing thing. We have nurses 4 generations back in my family, but I couldn't do it. Imagine the feel. Ooh, yeah, I know. It's like just all the body stuff that nurses and any hands-on health professionals that are like medically licensed to do stuff. No. It's like that stuff already makes me super squeamish, and then layer on top of that. So it's like, okay, if I haven't fainted from blood and needles already, then on top of that, I feel like another really tough thing about being a medical professional is just the stuff that you have to witness day in and day out at work. I mean, you have to deal with people passing away, people showing up to your clinic in a really bad state. I mean, I think about like when there's a really, really horrific traffic accident and people are taken to a hospital, some kind of clinical setting. It's like there's people in that hospital who have to look at this person who's just been pulled out of a car wreck and now have to try to, save their life, repair wounds, set bones. Sometimes they don't make it on the operating table, and then what's the procedure for that? You have to tell the family members. Ooh, like doctors and nurses and other clinical people who have to I imagine, oh my gosh, it would be so haunting. Honestly, I think I would be so haunted as a nurse, doctor, etc. Especially, it's like if I knew, oh my goodness, I think about the patients who you have over the course of their lifetime. And then, if something happens to them, like say, they have a devastating injury where they're paralyzed permanently. And it's like you knew that person you were their like primary care provider starting from age 18, and say at age 30 or 40, this person just sustained a terrible injury and they're permanently injured, or they get, you have to give them the news that they're diagnosed with a terrible illness. Oh, I feel like I would be crying at work every day as a healthcare provider, because I don't think I would, I really don't, I don't want to think I would become so numb to it that I wouldn't have an emotional response to it, but man, I just couldn't do it. I think of how hard things are, really tough news and sad, tragic events are to process in my day-to-day life as someone who's not in a clinical setting. And the fact that it's shocking and so amazing to me that we have so many people who just go into that profession wanting to do that work, because I don't think mentally, emotionally I could be in that field long term. And then also physically, I feel so squeamish and uncomfortable around blood and needles. None of it really was ever a good fit for me, except the helping people piece. But you can help people in so many other jobs without having to do all the medical stuff and have to see traumatic stuff as well. Yours true. Oh, Todd. How are you, Todd? Todd Long, good to see you. Barry, oh man, I didn't want to make you sad. You're going to make me sad. If it's one thing I learned about you is how busy you tend to be. Glad to hear you're focusing on yourself. Yes. Don't worry. I feel like I'm not really a super emo sounds goofy, but it's I feel like I'm not someone who gets really swirled up in the emotions where I feel like I'm more of David Goggins, where it's just execute on the plan even if I feel not great. I'm not, I don't think I'm as how am I trying to say this? I think there are some people where they are so susceptible to dramatic emotional swings. I think there are just some people who are way more in their emotions naturally than others. And I would put myself on the side of I do have waves of oh, I feel really sad or really upset about this, or I'm really shaken by this, but I feel like it doesn't really take it, like hold me in like a grip, like some other people where it's like they're just like in the emotions so deeply. So I'm good. Even in my sad moments, I feel like I can feel sad, but also just be like, all right, you know, it's a bummer day, but I can still function. I never, I mean, it's so rare that I have a day. It has to be a pretty significant event in my life, to be quite honest. But I feel like there's just rarely a day anymore where where it's like I'll experience like frustration, anger, sadness, whatever, and it just completely catapults the day into like a different dimension. Like I consider myself a very emotionally steady person, even if I'm internally, if I'm like not having the best day. Matt, hello, Matt. Irvin is here, thank you. Messy Nessie sent to 100, amazing. I'll get you on my list of shout outs, thank you. Barry is saying, maybe people think you're a nurse or a teacher because you have a very soothing soul. I love that. I hope that's like one of the reasons why people guess that. Some people have guessed that I'm a teacher because of the like earrings and festive stuff that I wear. But yeah, I mean, I think, like I was saying before, I think in another life, I would have been, I think I would have been like a really good doctor, nurse, care provider, someone to speak to, like a psychiatrist or a counselor. But my heart was set on a different kind of job than those. And then for teaching, actually, I was a teacher for a year, and I considered going into teaching because I really like kids. I love English, and I think English is such a cool language. And I had applied to a teaching program right out of college and was overseas teaching English, loved it, but it was a really helpful year where it showed me like, okay, as much as I love this, I love like being in classrooms, I love these kids, I love, you know, doing these fun exercises, like English exercises, whatever. I just was like, I could not be a teacher and be teaching the same stuff year after year. Like I would get so painfully bored if this was my career for 40 some years. So I enjoyed it, but teaching, I think the repetitiveness and also just you're spending so much time speaking to younger children or young adults, and I prefer to have my 9-to-5 environment be with fellow adults where I can have full-blown adult, like high-level conversations. I think I enjoy being around kids, but it's like when you're talking to kids for so much of the day, it's kind of like you have to alter your speech, and you have to change the way you speak, because some things, depending on the age, like they're just not going to understand. It's like, what's that word? What's that reference? You're speaking too fast. You're using too advanced vocabulary. And I was like, oh, I just can't do this long term. Not sustainable. Messy Nessie said hi. Throttle lock. Just do something in the medical field. Doesn't have to be a nurse. It could be in billing and coding or medical transcriptionist. Yeah, I mean, true. I mean, I have a master's degree in public health, and I feel like I get to do data analysis for my 9-to-5 job, and yeah, I think there's ways to be in like around health stuff. Actually, the beauty of doing a public health degree is that you're learning about health on a mass scale. So instead of training to be a one-on-one surgeon, psychologist, like clinical setting person where you're treating people one by one based on appointments, public health zooms out and it's just like, all right, like how could we improve insurance models? How could we improve disease contamination and eradication? How can we get more people to get screened for breast cancer? It becomes it's like broad level, like looking at campaigns, looking at messaging, looking at strategy, looking at price points, looking at stuff that's impacting entire populations of people. So that's what I liked about doing a public health degree, is like you're thinking about health related, like health stuff, but not on the patient level. It's at the population level. Vegas rules. Hello, AE Jabo. I have to say thank you to Peace and Joy for your service. I'm sure that job wasn't easy. Oh wait, what did I miss up here? Peace and Joy. Hold on. I completely missed this. I'm so sorry, Peace and Joy. I used to do ocean water, surf, and rescue lifeguarding. Whoa. We were all EMTs also. Most people rescued were about to drown. Some others, okay, wow, 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 wow. I've never done anything remotely close to this kind of work, but that is phenomenal. Actually, I've known a few people who were volunteer search and rescue people. This was in like greater Minnesota, a more rural part of the state. I'm based in Minneapolis, but I remember thinking what rewarding work that must be to be out rescuing people. That is so cool. And thank you, who was it? Is it AE Jabo? AE Jabo who called out that comment, yes. I'm sure that job wasn't easy, and I'm sure you are not appreciated enough for taking on that role. Absolutely. Alexa, execute order 66, oh no. Anytime I see 66, I'm like, oh no. Almost as bad as 67. Tesfueo is here. Welcome back, Priyantha. If you haven't voted in the poll yet, vote, because I am going to be, gosh, you guys, the time goes so fast on these. My goodness. I'm going to be closing the poll and wrapping up here shortly. Barry, I'm at the point in my life where I don't get sad, I just get angry. My name is John. Hello, John. Are you an influencer? I say that I'm a YouTuber and a content creator. I don't really say influencer. Throttle lock, I just stopped caring anymore. I'm only focused on myself and my family members. Totally makes sense. Too little, too late. Astral, thank you so much. Guto, Barry, life is short, don't get angry. And that's, I think, one of the beautiful things about as you get older, I think I've started to feel this way. I'm now 32, and I compare myself to how I operated in my 20s even. And I just feel like I'm much more stoic, where it's like if something falls and shatters, or someone's really rude and cuts me off in traffic, it's like I'm just like, there's no point in reacting to it. It already happened. What's the point in just raging and having my blood pressure skyrocket over something that's like already occurred? Like, it's not gonna help the situation. It's already happened. You can't change what's happened. So I feel like I'm becoming more stoic. And also too, there's just stuff now where I'm like, that is not say that I'm working, for example, say that I'm working in an Excel file and there's a huge data set, and then my computer just crashes and I lose everything. I've had similar, not something on that scale, but I've had things like that happen where you're like, this is unfortunate, but I'm not gonna get mad about it. Like, I just don't have the time or the energy to get upset about this. And again, no amount of raging and yelling and swearing and whatever is gonna change what happened. So I'm just like, well, I guess I gotta start over. This sucks. But what are you gonna do? Priyantha, Barry, Guto, anger is the best fuel. Oh, you sound like a Sith. I can't use anger as fuel. I'm naturally not an angry person. And I also feel like that is not a healthy or sustainable energy source in the long term. I feel like it just takes such a toll on your body that I've never been someone to channel. I see where people, I follow this one YouTuber called Alex Hormozy. I absolutely love him. And he says, he's like, when I was this angsty, angry, teenage dude, and I just had a chip on my shoulder, and he's like, I just used the energy, I used the fuel that I had. And that's his message to people who are watching his content and wondering where to start. He's like, use what you have. And for some people, it's like they just have a lot of anger, they're upset about stuff, they feel like they've been cheated out of stuff, they've been dealt a crappy hand. And so I agree that like it makes sense to use what you have, especially at the start if you don't have a lot of other stuff to use. But I think in the long term, I'm like, if you start by using anger and resentment and like a negative emotion to fuel you, I really think you have to turn a corner at some point, because I just don't think having a negative energy source as your fuel is good in the long term. I just don't think the outcome is great. But I think it's a good jump starter if it's what you've got. Throttle Lock says, too much is happening in the world in this world anymore. If you get too hung up on it, it can affect you in a negative way. So I just focus on myself and family. I feel similar to this, Throttle Lock. I like staying up to date on current events. I was a poli-sci undergrad major, so I love knowing what's going on at all levels of government and like what's going on with countries and foreign conflicts and all that stuff. But there comes a point where I can feel myself, like my mood is starting to turn to like feeling agitated, feeling rage baited, I can just feel my energy. It's like I woke up in a very calm and peaceful mindset, and now it's like I've learned to cut myself off after a certain amount of time or after a certain number of videos or articles where I'm kind of like, I'm feeling good for the day. Like I'm up to date on the big headlines. If there's breaking news, if there's world-shattering news, it will make its way to me one way or another. I'll get a text about it. I'll hear people talking about it. Whatever. But I've learned to just limit my consumption of news, period, because it's sensational and it skews so negative. Feels like most of the time. So yes, limiting my consumption of media, current events has been really good for me. Blue Neptune is here. No, that is a chemical reaction. Once you have turned bread into toast, you can't undo it. Troy Gabe, I have been vegan for 13 years, going on 14 this coming June. So I decided to go vegan when I was 18 years old. That was in June. It was at the end of high school. So this was June of 2012. And I went vegan primarily for health reasons, wanting to stick with plant-based food for the rest of my life. It's worked really well for me. I don't think veganism is for everyone, nor do I think everyone should be vegan. It doesn't make sense. That's my opinion. But I've really loved being vegan. And it's, so first 18 years of my life, 0 to 18, I was an omnivore. I grew up eating like pretty much everything except organ meats, like the really weird stuff. But I was exposed to like all foods, which I'm really grateful for, just because it's like, I don't have allergies. I can tolerate a range of foods. So first 18 years of my life, omnivore. And then for the past 13 and a half years, vegan. So almost half and half, but not quite. Barry says, that's probably the best thing to do, Throttle, but remember family can suck too. That's true. Yeah, I just think like I've just kind of been like refining as I get older, and it's like pay attention to the company you keep. I'm lucky in the sense that I love spending time with my family. They're supportive, they're loving. I got really good parents. And I'm close with my sister. I have one sibling, my sister, Rachel Gore. And so I like spending time with family, but I know people who are really intentional about keeping certain people in their lives at arm's length because toxic behavior or really negative or doubtful and judgmental and lots of put downs. So yeah, I think you just have to assess who it is that you want to spend time around and like how they affect you. I love pizza. I have made pizza. Go to my channel and look for my pizza recipe video. Dylan Thomas O'Boyle, great to see you on here. How have you been? Happy, I don't know, almost midway to Christmas. Barry says, easy poll question. Come on, Hannah, give us a hard one. RH Johnny, hello. Throttle Lock says, yep, you're absolutely right. And that's what I mean. I just stopped caring anymore. Cosborn says, humility, perseverance, and dependability is needed. Yes. Humility. Oh my God, I truly believe that like, if you aren't humble, eventually the world will find a way to humble you. And I'm like, I would much rather just take the mindset of like, stay humble, don't get arrogant, don't get inflated, don't put yourself above other people. It's just like a terrible way to operate. And then also too, I just believe in like karma and greater powers. And I feel like you will eventually be put in your place and be made to eat humble pie if you're like running around being super arrogant and thinking you're better than everyone else. So yes, stay humble is a big one, and perseverance and dependability, yes. Kamikaze Kine, I think, Kyn. Randy, I didn't turn on the game. I totally missed my chance, but I see there's 1 minute left and it's real close between Atlanta and Tampa. But no, I haven't been watching it tonight. Dylan, I'd love for Americans to understand Irish standards. Interesting. Yeah, but you made it. Hello, how are you? How is the weather? How are the animals? And how are the newborn puppies and mama dog to the puppies? In terms of news, gotcha, Dylan. Gamer Pratik is here. Barry says, yeah, use it as fuel. Don't give into it. Focus it to your advantage. The world wasn't built because of positive things. Fair. I think there's a balance. Throttle Lock, but just don't get hung up in it. Barry says, don't get me wrong. I'm not a negative person walking around. For the most part, I'm actually a pretty chill guy. Yeah, was never concerned. Some people you just have to love at a distance, 100%, yes. And this is something I've enjoyed about getting older, is I feel like I have a much better sense of self, and I'm much more comfortable setting boundaries and just not tolerating certain behaviors, certain energy. It's just, I can think of people where it's like they gossip a lot, they're super negative, they hate their jobs. It's like most of what comes out of their mouth is super negative, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be around this. Nope. Blue Neptune, enjoy your chill vibes. Yay, thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm gonna close this poll in a little bit, meaning like a minute. So vote if you haven't. Chris Caps, good to see you. Call me Karma. My friends call me Karma. Abraham says, yes, you're right. Troy Gabe is here. Throttle Lock, I agree. I can't go vegan or even vegetarian. I would literally melt away. My body burns through calories like you wouldn't believe. At the age of 15, I went from 158 to 105. Ooh. Yeah, for many reasons, I am not out here trying to convert the world to veganism, because I don't think it makes sense for everybody. I think there's like, you have to consider allergies, because a lot of plant-based food coincides with like the major allergens. You've got wheat, soy, peanuts, corn products some people can't tolerate, and there's just, yeah. So allergies are a big thing. Some people live in food deserts where you just really cannot access quality plant-based food, and the better options are meats if you can go hunting for fresh meat, etc. And then some people live in climates, like my two extreme examples are the Inuit who live in the Arctic Circle, which is like a frozen tundra, and then the like desert tribes who live in Saharan Africa. Like, both of these places are not realistic places where people are going to be growing fresh produce and eating a lot of plants. Like, you're going to have to be hunting fish, like Arctic, whatever, ice fishing, and eating seal blubber, whatever, in the Arctic. And then in the desert, it's like rely on camel milk, maybe kill and eat some snakes. I don't even know. I'd have to Google. But it's just like there's climates where it does not make sense for the humans that live there to eat vegan. It's like they're not going to be eating a plant-based diet. At least not most of the time. Julian. Some don't try it all. Some people are better than others. I mean, you're entitled to have your own opinion about people. That's fine. Throttle lock. Well, it's either the world will find a way to humble you or you'll end up destroying your own world. People that are not humble burn so many bridges in their own life. Yep. I just feel like it's just the right way to operate in general from my own like moral standpoint, is just like, don't put yourself above other people. And if you do, like, it's only a matter of time before there will come a day when you are put in your place pretty savagely. You will be humbled eventually, is my view. If you're not humble now, you will be humbled eventually. A.E. Jabo, funny how so much changes from 20s to 30s. Ooh, I cannot say enough about this. Yes, it does seem like the 30s are meant for setting strong boundaries and walking away calmly if someone doesn't like them. If I could describe my 30s in a sentence, it would be hitting my stride in terms of knowing who I am, like cementing my career trajectory. Like, I'm locked in my 9 to 5. I have my circle of like of loved ones, family and friends and loved ones locked down. Like, I know my circle, I know my career. I feel like I'm loving my community on here now. I've been on YouTube for 5 years. And again, it's like what my routine is, what types of exercise I like, which ones haven't really worked well for me. Foods, diet, priorities, things that just, it's like, oh, that'd be so great. And it's like, realistically, it just doesn't make the cut. And then things I'm willing to do versus not willing to do, and people, like setting boundaries with people, but just feeling like I'm hitting my stride in adulthood, and it feels awesome. Is escargot vegan? No, because a snail is an animal. A.E. Jabo, that was you. Yep, walking away calmly if someone doesn't like them. Yep, not caving and changing for other people. That's just, I know my non-negotiables so well at this point. And it's like, you don't have to agree with me on what my views are. It's like, you can disagree with me on this and that, but it's like, if you're trying to change me based on your views, that's not gonna happen. No. Stakes is high. I was enjoying the chimichurri right now until I read the bottle and saw the word vegan. Oh no, I'm sorry that that's disappointing to you. Cosborn, I eat a good amount of hummus. I absolutely love it. Mohammed is here. Julian, I guess I feel like some people don't operate off morals, and that's not fair to everyone. I mean, the thing is, it's like, we live in a world with billions of people. I don't think there's any set way to operate. Like, you don't have to do anything. None of us asked to be created or born anyways. It's like, we just were born and showed up here. So I don't think humans or anything is compelled to act in any certain way. I don't think you have to have morals. I don't think anyone has to do anything. So I personally like to operate with like a code of conduct and morals, but you know, when I look at people who they're kind of just doing whatever they want, acting crazy by society's standards, and I'm like there's like, I take the stance of like, no one is supposed to do anything. Like, we're all humans on a planet just existing. Joshua Kylan, hello, doing good. I do remember you. Okay, Joshua, if I'm remembering you correctly, you had left a comment on a previous live stream and you were like, send prayers because I think you said your fiance and you are wanting to start a family, trying to start a family. I believe that was you, Joshua. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if that was you, I hope it's all going to plan. I hope things are going well for you guys. G-Rock Blues, what up, Zamboni? Yes, I love this. Oh my God. I love when you guys come in here with comments that immediately trigger a memory where I'm like, oh my God, I totally remember you. Like, that is so helpful to me. Adrian, it's been a while, Adrian. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to know how long, but I think it's been months. Glad you could make it. So for those of you who haven't been here for a while, who haven't been here for a minute, I'm doing what I call live miss. So I'm going live every single day of December, all month long, every day I'm on YouTube live. Most of them are around 8 p.m. Central Time here in the United States. Not all of them, but most. And sometimes I'm hanging out in my kitchen. Tonight I made quinoa. Tomorrow, plug for tomorrow's live miss stream, I'm gonna be making this adorable little gingerbread house, $4 at Target if you're interested in buying one for yourself. So this is the activity I'll be doing here in my kitchen tomorrow. But sometimes I'm hanging out on my couch. I'll probably be on my couch on Saturday watching some Premier League, sipping some coffee. So yeah, it's been good. All right. Yeah, but thanks. Just been playing music with my band and realized the time. Pup's so okay. Mom's so protective, of course. It's that mama bear instinct. I mean, it's not a bear, but you know what I mean. Never mess with the moms when the kids are around. Acacio, Joven Bella, thank you. AE Jabo, unfortunately, most people will sell their morals for the high pay. Seen that far too often in my career. Yeah, and again, it's like, I see why people do it, and I'm sure some people do it and they don't think twice about it, and they're like, yeah, like my priority is having a lot of money and success, and if I have to compromise on certain things, like so be it. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I wouldn't do it myself based on the way I operate and want to live my life. But again, it's like, I don't know, I just don't think you can really project a set of of moral codes or rules onto people, because it's like, I try to just kind of give people, it's like they're within the laws, at least, like they're free to do what they want to do. Andrew is here. Andrew Sabini, you made it. Yay. So good to see you. All right. I am going to close the poll because I've been on here for a while and I know I've kept this poll open for quite a long time. Andrew, so good to see you. Are you excited for the Chelsea-Everton game this weekend? Also, I was wondering, will you be going to the game? Is it at Stamford Bridge this time? But I'm always curious to know, whenever I'm watching a Chelsea game, I'm like, is Andrew there? So jealous. All right, we got Birch Josh, good to see you. Omar Maxwell, hello. Throttle Lock. And the sad truth about becoming humbled is that it might be already too late. How much trust did you lose from people? How many jobs did you lose because of it? Yeah. I think generally it's just, good practice to stay humble. Adrian says, I gotta catch up, haha. Have you dropped any more bloopers? Those were my fave. I probably have dropped some bloopers since you last were here. Actually, I'm working on another blooper reel. I've been very busy with Live Miss. It cuts down on the amount of time I have to film and edit videos. But there is a blooper reel in the works, Adrian, from my latest brand collab, which was a blood pressure monitor. Christian Heart for Jesus is here. I'm doing good. How are you? Negan Walker, hello. All right, poll question number 2 of the night. Let's see how you guys did. Guess my favorite franchise / universe. You guys did good. So Harry Potter, which did come in first place. That is my favorite franchise universe of all time. And second place is Game of Thrones. Those are my top two. So you guys did good. Harry Potter is goated. Barry, I sold my morals when I was younger. I was young and needed the money. Oh no. I mean, that's the thing too, is I try to be understanding of why people might do certain things, because you can look at it and you're like, wow, they're a sellout. Wow, they compromised. Wow, they have no morals. And it's like, you don't know. Like, that person could have been homeless growing up. They could have gone through the most traumatic things and never had enough money for a good place to live, had to go without groceries and warm water and electricity. So it's like, when people do stuff that seems to be clearly for the money, it's easy to judge, but also like you don't usually know the whole story. So it's like there could be a really compelling reason why someone did something for a crazy amount of money, because like they were suffering for a long time without money to afford anything. So yeah, different reasons for different seasons. Sweetness sent a 100. Thank you, Sweetness. Love that username. It reminds me of, wasn't there a football player named Sweetness? Which football player was named, oh my God, the search results for this are so, God. When you type in which football player was, it's like was shot, was fired, was arrested. You're like, God. Not what I'm searching for. Was named Sweetness. Oh, cute. Julian sent an ice cream sundae. Thank you, thank you. Oh, it was Walter Payton. No way, it was Walter Payton. Oh, the legendary Chicago Bears running back was Walter Payton, who was nicknamed Sweetness. Oh, that's such a good nickname. That's probably my favorite nickname of all time. Anyways, Sweetness. Big fan of your username. Got you on my list, and now Julian is sending a bunch of Sundays, which is super fun. Thank you, Julian. I've got you written down on my dono list as well. All right, Barry, okay, read that one. Yamakmuli is here. Tutti Multi, A.E. Jabo, probably Game of Thrones, close second. That's my guess before the announcement. Poison Toad, I'll be graduating Johns Hopkins Medical School next year anyway. Way to go. I love that. Congratulations. Very elite medical school. Yamakmuli, Barry. I would have to disagree with you on that, Hannah. To build a productive society, you need rules to live by. True, but also just, I think philosophically, I agree with that. It's like, yes, you can't just let people, this is why we have laws. It's like, public indecency. You can't just walk around without any clothes on. You can't just go and break into a store and take whatever you want. Yes. But I think like philosophically, like people aren't like, there's no right and wrong to do. It's just how we've decided to write our laws. But I agree. It's like, I'm not wanting anarchy over here. It's like, I want a stable government. I want a civilized society. I want the United States and every other country to just keep on going strong. But I just, yeah. I feel like people, there aren't things that like you should and should not do. Julian, what's the most useful thing you learned at Yale? Ooh, great question. It's so funny. I took astronomy courses. I feel like those were the most life-changing, was astronomy courses and realizing how old the Earth is and how short our lives are in the span of billions and billions of years. But I feel like usefulness at Yale, that would have to be probably just extensive writing. Like I had to write 20-page papers for so many frickin' classes, and it was not fun. But learning how to write, like getting better at writing over a span of 4 years. I think like developing my writing skills, critical reading skills. I mean, got those in high school, but they got better. But I would say writing, number one. And then actually like studying German too, because that affected the trajectory of my life. Like I had to have German language skills in order to get a teaching scholarship, go to Germany and teach. And that was a really rewarding experience. But first I would say writing and just like a general understanding of like US government and laws and history. Adrian, minor setback for a major comeback. Love that mentality. Stakes is high. I apologize for my random comments. That's okay, no worries. But anyway, bowl concept chains are kind of past it at this point. They're all doing the same thing. I still enjoy eating them though. All right, Stakes is high. I find random kind of scattered thoughts funny. Andrew, Adrian, truly no disrespect, bro. I applaud you, not brave enough to choose that username. JRD, hello. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up for the evening because it's going on 11, but I do want to say thank you to, we had Happy Life and my sister Rachel Gore in the chat tonight, who are both mods for my channel. Hi, B Show and Stakes is High. I'll still be here for a few minutes. So thank you to my mods who were here tonight. There were super chats from Roger Hess and from Throttle Lock. So thank you guys for, I'm gonna save this Stakes is High for a trivia question. This will be probably tomorrow night. Who spoke at my college graduation. I have it circled now. So you'll have to come back tomorrow. Stakes is high. Krishna, stay blessed. Adrian, thank you so much for catching up on the vids. I appreciate it. So to complete my shout out, so there were super chats from Roger Hess and Throttle Lock tonight. There were gifts from Joe Sensei, Roger Hess, Ernest Grass, my sister Rachie, Toxic Mayhem, Caden, Copenhaver, I Love Worst, Barry, Dude Bud, Messy Nessie 10, Sweetness, and Julian. And then we had NC use his 9-month channel member milestone chat, which is wild because that time has just flown. So thank you to all the donos tonight. Bruzovac, thank you so much. Chisholm J, Jacques Lambignon is here. Bye, Young Chazi. Yes, so a reminder, guys, my next live stream is tomorrow night, Friday, at 8 p.m. Central Time, USA. I made quinoa tonight, Adrian, but I am heading out for the evening. And tomorrow, come back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, check the message. I will be making this adorable little gingerbread house for day 12 of Livemas. Oh my gosh, almost halfway to Christmas. And I'll leave a comment in here. Come on back tomorrow night for day 12, I can't believe it, of Livemas 2025. It's been fun, and man, the month is flying. All right, Krishna, Adrian, yes, I'm in the United States, if you're wondering. Stakes is high, good night. Yes, good night, everybody. Thank you for another lovely Livemas evening, and I will be back at 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow.